Hey, what is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Patrick and this is Valor Aquaponics. I believe this is either the third or the fourth episode of Valor Renovation. And what that is we're just kind of showing you guys all the updates to our new commercial build. We are here in Pewaukee, Wisconsin. It has been blazing hot like so many of you across the country, so hopefully you guys are staying cool, you guys are staying safe. So today's going to be, I'm hoping it's going to be a little bit shorter video because there isn't too much to show you. There aren't too many new updates, but I do want to kind of show you what's going on. So let's not waste any time. Let's get started. Alright, so the biggest change in the warehouse is this right here. This would be the first grow bed. It is missing the sidewall here, and it's mainly because we have to get a pond liner in there. But we did run into a couple issues. As you can see, this 2x4 is not necessarily straight, it's very wavy. And that's mainly because of the wood. When you're dealing with wood, you're gonna deal with a lot of issues. Wood is imperfect, so you gotta kind of deal with those issues. We're not sure how much of that we want to deal with. I'm currently talking to a fiberglass company to see if maybe we need to switch to fiberglass, you know, kind of bite the bullet and pay for that. We're kind of seeing, we already know that if we don't go fiberglass, we're probably gonna need to add a 1/2 inch of plywood on the bottom. This stuff is just not thick enough. This is 11/32 of plywood. Could we probably get by with it? Probably. Do we want to risk our entire business on that? Absolutely not. So we would rather spend the extra $900 and get the right material, make it stronger. You know, we're only talking about increasing a 1/2 inch off the grow bed. It'll still have about 8 inches of water. So we'll be okay in terms of water depth. It's just how strong we want to make it. One thing I'm thinking about doing, actually I'm probably going to do, is right here, where you see this support beam right here, I'm probably gonna add a 2x4 coming down just to give us some support on every support beam. And then what's going to happen is when we actually have the whole thing built, we're actually going to take 2x4s and come all the way down to the floor. That's if we continue with the wood. The problem with the wood too is, since it's been so hot here, I mean, we're talking regular temperature about 90 degrees with a heat index of almost 100. That's including the humidity, so heat index includes humidity. It's considered, like AccuWeather calls it, real feel. So it's been right around 100, and our warehouse is not air conditioned. Our office area is, but our warehouse isn't. So it gets really hot in here, and I'm a big guy, as you can tell, and I sweat like crazy. So I'm a fluffy guy, so fluffy guys tend to sweat. We are, you know, like I joked the other day, I'm like a polar bear at the gates of hell. I don't fit in with this hot weather. So doing the best I can. However, it's slowing down our build. We should be able to knock out at least 1 bed a day. It's taken me 2.5 days to build just because of all the breaks that I need. So we're kind of trying to figure out some things. Edward wants to shore up some of the supports on the bottom. We basically made like a subfloor under here with 2x4s. He wants to shore up a little bit more in between these brackets just to give it some extra strength. I believe adding on the 4 or the 1/2 inch plywood would also help with that. So we're just kind of, and then today I should get a quote back on a fiberglass grow bed that we can actually bolt together. So, you know, it's coming together. We'll know by the end of this week which path we're going to go, and if we do go with this path, we'll continue to build. It'll continue to get, so by the next video there should be at least 1 or 2 more grow beds. But the biggest news that we have is actually right here. So as you can tell, we received our koi ponds. So this took 2 freaking months to get. Took a lot longer than expected. We paid a fortune for them, but we're glad that they're here. It's basically about 7.5 feet wide by 7.5 feet deep, and it's wavy. We actually had to put support blocks here because it does actually bow over. So these are meant to be put in the ground. However, we want to show people like what we can do, or for people that want this in their backyard. So we're kind of just showing this as a demonstration. We're actually going to end up having 4 more of these, at least 4 more of these across this wall here. And yes, I have measured, it will fit 4 more. And then we built the sump. We had to make this janky little wood support, mainly because we couldn't, so originally we got the flow wrong from, even though we're using this identical pumps, we have a pump in here that pumps water into the sump, and then a pump in here to pump it up into this outlet here. And even though they're the exact same pump, because this one is built out of 3/4 inch PVC and has a bunch of 90s, it actually restricts the flow. Whereas I had that pump just on tubing with 0 restrictions, so that was actually pumping more than this pump was pumping out. So we actually ended up flooding this compartment we lost about 10 gallons of water. It actually bowed out the plastic because it filled up too much. So we realized that no matter what's going to happen in the future, we're going to have to build a support stand around this. That's going to look a lot better than this, by the way, before we even fill it up with water. But that is a sump. It actually filters out our solids at the top, and then beneath that it's got so we have mineralization blocks. They're made by Higer. I'm not sponsored by Higer in any way, shape, or form. I just like their products. So we have about 8 to 10 of those mineralization blocks. They're actually right here, and let me show you. So it's just these. They're like 2-inch blocks. So it's very porous, so it's so that bacteria can grow in them. And we're talking about the beneficial bacteria that's going to help break down the nitrites into nitrates, so that once it's pumped up into this grow bed, which is actually going to have tomato plants in there, and it's going to provide the nitrates which the tomatoes will absorb in buckets. So tomatoes take a lot of nutrients, so we want to make sure that there's going to be plenty there. So this grow bed I built a couple weeks ago. We wanted to turn it on and see how things are going, see how it looks. We love the design. Like I showed in the last video, I did hospital corners so that I didn't have to cut and splice and glue the edges. So this is all still one seamless pond liner. It looks amazing. It came out fantastic, a lot better than I thought it would. We have the overflow over here. So the inlet is 3/4. I did a 1-inch overflow. And I just wanted to make sure that we have plenty of flow coming out versus coming in. So I wanted to make sure that we didn't essentially flood this grow bed. So it comes down here. I actually ended up, so I actually had that a lot shorter before, and it was splashing in. However, we had an issue with water getting everywhere. So what this does actually is it still creates bubbles, which I actually like better, and as a result we have less water splashing around. Actually, we have a very minimal just around the edges here. And because my business partner is like a kid in the candy store, he requested that I put in some fish. So I went home. I had 3 koi that I bought a couple months ago in preparation for this koi pond, and so he was adamant that we go to the pet store and maybe get some cheap goldfish, and I said no, let me just go home. I'll get my koi since they're gonna be in here anyway. So I'll go get the koi and we'll put them in here, and we'll kind of go from there. So there's one guy here. So they're still a little skittish. They're used to seeing me in an aquarium. They're not used to seeing me from up top, so I think they see me as a predator. So we're kind of working on that. But my favorite one is actually this gold fella right there. Now I don't know all the names, the technical terms for Japanese koi. I will be working on this. These are not what you call premium koi. I bought these at the pet store. So these would be like a grade A, or at best a double A. Like that guy might be like a double A. Triple A is kind of what you're going for. However, you're going to be paying a lot of money for them. So we got 2 here. This guy, I don't know, he would be like, basically that's what the pet stores want. They want something that's that's very cheap. That would never sell at like a Japanese market, because he's just not, he or she is not that attractive. So it's got black eyes, it's got really faded colors, it's got really weird markings, whereas this one's actually not that bad. He or she has really great colors, orange and white, and then the gold one, wherever it went to, oh, right back here. So that one is probably the prettiest one of all. So the cool thing is, in a couple weeks, and actually in about a week and a half, once they're done with the upgrade to our electrical here in the warehouse, we're actually going to be getting 10 more koi. We'll actually be getting that from a really great place. And let me take you back into the showroom, because it is really warm back here, and I'll talk about where we're going to be getting these koi from. Alright, it's nice to be back in the world of air conditioning here in our showroom. So as you can see, we have our logo. I showed this in our previous video. So we have our logo. We just got a vacuum. I'm pointing in the wrong direction right there. So that's got to get unboxed. We just got that yesterday. We're actually going to be getting a coffee table that's been ordered. And essentially, we should be done with this room by then. I'm hoping, because we've spent a lot of time and money in this room. And this, because we wanted to create like a wow factor when you walked in, like, hey, wow, these guys do a nice job. Our aquarium stand's handmade. I made that by hand. I've shown that before. So this aquarium stand is made from scratch by me. So it was my very first one that I've ever made. So it's not perfect, but it does the job. I know now that in the future I can do a better one, but for now it works. So talking about the koi, so we are going to be getting about 10 more koi. We're gonna get AA premiums. So those are not the highly prized koi. And the reason being is this is our first koi pond. We've spent an ungodly amount of money on this build. So wherever we can maybe save a little bit of money is what I try to do. I'm always looking for deals. Edward actually makes fun of me for it, because I'm always finding deals. That's just what I'm good at. I used to be basically the procurement person for multiple maintenance departments throughout my life. So I'm used to finding, researching parts, and then finding different suppliers and trying to get the best deal. So I've turned that into my regular life. And so I now take that to this business. And so we were able to get good deals just because I know where to look. I know who to talk to. We didn't want to invest, close to $1,000 on premium koi on this first batch until we get some money rolling in. Right now we don't have a whole lot of money rolling in. We don't have any money rolling in except for our loans. So we just want to make sure that the premium koi we'll be able to get with the next batch. We'll be able to hand pick them. But so where we'll be getting these koi is actually called nextdaykoi.com. And I actually heard about it from another YouTuber, and I actually went on their website. And so if you want the AAA premium koi, you can actually hand pick them, and what you see is actually what you get. And it's amazing. It's an amazing website. Prices are actually very good. For a 3 to 4 inch koi, you're gonna pay anywhere between $35 and $75, which is actually pretty good. For the larger fish, you're gonna be paying into the hundreds of dollars. And it's all based on size. It's all based on the kind of koi. They have every koi you can imagine. All these Japanese terms that I do not know yet. So, but it's a fantastic website. And the great thing for all of you that watch the video and that want to get koi is you can actually get 10% off of your order just by using the code VALOR. That's VALOR. It's right here on the screen. So what that does is when you go to checkout and I'll ask you for a promo code, you type in VALOR and it'll give you 10% off your entire order. Whether you're getting their batch of 10 AA premium pond kit, which is just a 10 random selection of 10 koi, which we will be getting on our first order, or you're gonna hand pick some beautiful koi, and you're talking $5,000, $7,000, $1,500, $2,000. You get 10% off your order just by using the code. So they don't sponsor us. This is just a promotion that we've worked with them. So it works out great for both parties, because you guys get to get the discount, and we're buying our fish from them too. So if you have any questions, here's their website right here. Once again, the promo code is Valor. So coming up in about a week and a half, we actually have our Common Council meeting to get our conditional use permit. We're really looking forward to it, just because we've been waiting about 3 months for our permit. So we haven't been able to do anything other than build, like build this room, build the aquarium stand, build our first koi pond, but we still aren't growing any vegetables. So we're not making any money. So we're actually losing tons of money. And the longer that it takes to get our permit, the more money that we lose. So this whole thing with the contractor taking an extra 2 months to get these projects done has set us back. So we're not sure if we're going to be able to start right when we get our permit. We'll probably have to wait till August, unless something happens and we're able to maybe get the fiberglass beds where we can just bolt them together and they're good to go. If we have to build the grow beds, they're going to take about 3 weeks. So we're probably looking at the first week of August is when we'll be in operation, and then we won't have our first batch of lettuce to sell till probably mid-September, and then our first batch of tomatoes probably won't be till October, November. Kind of depends on the germination cycle. So that's kind of where we're at. If you guys want to keep up to date, I do try to update my Instagram a couple times a week. I'm not really great with it, just because there's only so much time in the day, and between working a full-time job and being here full-time, and usually when I'm here full-time, I am working my butt off. So and with Edward being an hour away, he's not able to be here, so I actually do a lot of the building. So to stay on track, I have to be in the warehouse building. So so I try to do my best. We're on Facebook. And then I'm trying to get a lot better at doing these videos. So I just posted a video a couple days ago. I'm posting another video today, and then this video will post probably in 2 days. So you'll actually get 3 videos in a week, which is unreal. But you guys haven't heard from me in a couple months. So to stay up to date, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we have our website, ValorAquaponics.com, and you can always see us here. So you can just if you want to see more of these videos, you hit the subscribe button, hit the notification, and it'll let you know every time we upload a new video. And I'll try to make some posts to let people know what's going on with the upcoming video and things like that. So thanks for staying in tune with us. Thanks for following us. Thanks for subscribing. Thank you for all your comments and your support. We truly appreciate it. If you guys ever have any questions or comments, feel free to either comment on our YouTube page. I'll try to get back to you guys as best I can. Otherwise, you can always email us or message us through our website or our Facebook. So, I got to get back to work. So, I hope you guys are staying cool. I hope you guys are staying safe. Remember to be the change that you wish to see in the world. We'll see you guys next time.